Something people don't know about podcast disclaimers. They're the ultimate cover our butts move. All right, folks, let's get real. You know those disclaimers at the start of podcasts? The ones that say these opinions are our own and not our employers, friends, or anyone who might sue us. Yeah, those. Why do we need them? Because Stacey and Casey here, well, we might say something bonkers. And we don't want you blaming our bosses, our moms, or that guy who bagged our groceries last week. Nope, it's all on us, people. Think of it like this. We're just two dudes with microphones and way too much free time. And while we're at it, let's be clear. Our jokes, rants, and random thoughts, purely our own genius or nonsense. Depends on the day, so sit back, relax, and remember, if you're offended, it's definitely not because of our employers. It's all Stacey and Casey, baby. Covering our butts, one disclaimer at a time.
You know what time it is, babe.
What it is, Jive Turkeys. I'm Casey.
I'm Stacey.
And we are the
Stacey
Stacey and Casey Show. Mother suckers, it's 7 o'clock on the dot.
We don't sing him anymore, remember?
Oh,
The diddly is going on.
well.
Especially with the trial going on. We really
man.
can't be
Maybe
singing
that's
this
why I got
man.
Usher on the brain.
Oh, man. You got baby
Stacey
oil
Casey
on the
Show
brain?
in your head.
You got the baby oil going in your brain?
I hope I got baby oil or something going on. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. I hit all my vices up.
So after looking at this case, I just got to say this. We haven't even talked about this.
Yeah.
Are they drinking the baby oil? How are they taking this drug?
I heard it just simply goes into your skin. Like you put it on and you just start feeling wild.
Is it like horny? Does it make you horny? What does it do? I got to do a little more research because I've been seeing this and I'm just like, man, what is going on? The oil, you got to have the oil in the mix. So is it drinking? Because Jane in the case was saying she was throwing up from the drug.
Yeah.
From the oil. So was she drinking it when she shouldn't have been drinking it?
I have no idea, and the oil is a mystery to me. I don't want to try it. I would like to know more about it.
Oil mystery.
I'm glad it wasn't around when I was around. Part
You
it
might
sounds
fuck around and
dangerous.
try it.
We had Four Loko. That was
Hey.
dangerous enough.
Woo-wee.
Everybody knows the Four Loko story.
Look,
Yeah.
but outside of the diddler and the ditty, because we all know that what we're finding out in my mind is that it was consensual and got out of hand. But how's life been for you? Have you had any ditty parties lately?
No Diddy parties. Actually, it was my 3-year anniversary yesterday. I'm not sure if you knew that.
Happy anniversary, Paula. Happy anniversary, Casey.
Hey, babe, love you. It's Casey, your husband. Look at me, I'm on TV. Hey, babe. No, I just got off of a 5-day staycation.
Hey, the best vacation.
Hey, you know what? Staycations are better when you live where you want to be. You know, it's like if you live somewhere you don't care about, but you want to play video games all weekend. Yeah, staycation sounds like a lazy good time.
When you love who you're with.
Oh, when you're loved with who you're with, it doesn't matter where you're at. That's 100% true. And when you love who you're with and also where you're at, it's kind of like a double win. Where I got a bunch of planter boxes built. What does that sound stupid?
No, when you started with that RP, I didn't expect it to be planter boxes,
Dude. I mean, fucking 1, 2, 3, 4,
No,
5,
I thought
6
you were about to be like, I
planter
got a bunch of pussy.
Well, first off, Stacey,
I have a dirty mind, obviously.
you don't
because
refer to it like that. Refer to my wife, okay?
bad,
Yeah.
bad,
Otherwise, we're gonna have
bad.
problems.
The delicate flowers.
You don't even think about it. Everybody wants to. You can't. It's mine. My delicate flower.
Keep going. I'm sorry. Planter boxes. You got planter boxes going.
Yeah, and in it we're gonna grow some flowers. Oh, a lot of peppers.
A lot of hard peas. God damn, Casey.
The good news is it's all getting soaked up on my shorts.
That's crazy.
It's mixing in with the pee. It's kind of cleaning my shorts at the same
You have
time.
a whole cup holder. That's crazy.
I know. And you know what? I think I will buy this couch.
I think I will buy this couch. Oh,
Sold.
man. That's crazy. No,
No.
so what else? Pepper's going in there.
Pepper's going in there, dude. Dude, we went to Rural King to get some sweet potatoes, the roasted sweet potatoes. And I couldn't find sweet potatoes. They had random potato sacks on sale for $5 for 50 pounds. I was like, I don't care what kind of fucking potatoes.
I'll go get you some sweet potatoes, Plant.
Okay.
All right, man. Look, because I love sweet potatoes. And
So do I. My
especially
mom
if
already
you go to
talked
big
me into
ones.
doing it, and I was gonna go buy them, but since you
So
just
now I
offered,
have to do double. I have to get you extra because I didn't know she was included.
you have to help me. You can help me rototill the area. So that's what I had to do for this set. And we're doing red potatoes. I got 30 pounds of red potatoes on the ground. That's
Holy shit,
dude, and the dirt is so great at my house. I just imagine this like blowing up. I don't even really like red potatoes, but I'm gonna.
You gotta learn.
You got to learn to like that creamy mashed potatoes. But
Roasted garlic and
hey,
herb.
if I just throw some of the peppers that I'm making in there, anything's gonna go. And the cool thing is when you're tearing up like logs and trees and cutting grass for the first time, you come across a lot of nature. Okay. Ring snakes are really cool. Okay. And so we came across some ring snakes. Harmless, right?
Well,
Fun little snakes.
I got a video to explain.
I think I have a video for the ring snakes. Everybody check this out.
Hey, Casey Falkengren here. And this here, this here is a ringneck snake. You can find them in gardens, tree logs. They're not venomous. They eat bugs. Yeah. This is the biggest one I've found. They're usually really small. Found a whole family of them.
Yeah.
Here, I'll show you.
Funny thing is, my wife thought this was bad. Here,
Ringneck snake.
I don't care.
I don't care. I
That
don't care
other
if they're
one's
harmless.
pretty big. Oh, when you
They're
that one looked like it was going after you.
Just gets squirmy when you touch it, of course.
That's a pretty
The underside of their
Nah, that was
bellies.
the biggest.
Oh, orange.
Bless
Did
you.
it bite you?
Bless you, babe. Sorry I didn't say it then. Really.
This nigga over there fucked up his whole day.
Oh, there's a dog. Here, Lucius. Here's my puppy dog.
This
Get
nigga
away
finna
from
eat
the
it.
snake. All right, so that's the ringneck snake. It's cool. I found a bunch of those on the property, so I put that up. And literally 2 days ago, well, no, yesterday.
The day I got the video that said I'll never go back to your house.
Yeah.
Yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday.
I just said he obviously doesn't want me there.
Yesterday, I was doing chores. I was walking back and forth, and my wife's sitting in a lounge chair. First time all weekend, by the way. So I'm not saying she's lazy because she's not. She was resting her feet, and she was like, "Hey, hon, is that a snake over there on top of that tree?" And as I get closer, I was like, "Babe, not only is it a snake, that's a fucking rattlesnake." And I'm from California, Palmdale, high desert. We had rattlesnakes out there. I killed one with a shovel. I think it was a diamondback. Not positive. Check this motherfucker out.
That there is a rattlesnake.
I'm not gonna lie to you.
Why you wear boots? All right, I'm gonna have to go get some tools.
My wife.
Your eye on his puppy.
My wife. Thank goodness he was in the house because, well,
He would have probably went over there.
if he got close to it, I would have been able to call him over and he would have listened. But if he would have found it initially and it would have bit him, ooh,
Horror story.
dude, I already had to pay $100 and something for pills already, you know, so I wouldn't be worried that he would die because I know we'd take him to the vet and get him treated. But
You got to
shit,
get him there.
a costly visit, the pain of him.
Do they have
being in pain.
anti-venom?
Oh yeah, Yeah, the first hour is it's called the golden hour when you get bit to avoid complications. To get the antivenom in the first hour is pretty crucial with a lot of snakes. Rattlers, you can. It takes 2 to 3 days without antivenom before it can kill you. So plenty of time to get antivenom. So if you get bit, don't freak out. You don't want your blood pumping and getting it through your system. The whole sucking the poison out, fucking myth.
Actually, they say doctors said that's legit.
What?
Yeah, if it's immediate when you get bit, they do say legit. If you can start sucking it out, that is a legit thing because you get the venom out.
Well, after finding one in my yard, I did a whole lot of research. Well, I asked a friend, and he said that was a myth. No, I didn't look at that part, but a lot of people told me that was bullshit. I was like, you know what, this doesn't sound like bullshit, but hey, if you say it's legit, it's
Hey,
legit.
Mythbusters did the whole thing on it.
Well, the big thing is don't freak out and get yourself some anti-venom. And wear boots. I had fucking Crocs on. I felt like an idiot. And
That's
I got
one of those moments where you're
I
kind
had
of like,
tick on the top of my foot.
is
Kinda
this
pulled up.
real? Like that's like you just have to think because as a person, we're mid Missouri, right? So you
Yeah.
would be like, this may be southern Missouri, but is this real? Am I seeing what I'm seeing right now?
Imagine
Like,
you're in your backyard and you
what
got
the
a
fuck?
tree line and a gorilla comes out of it. You can't tell me for the first 2 seconds you're gonna be like, is that a fucking gorilla?
Yeah,
Like,
I mean,
in my
I'm
backyard.
gonna be honest.
Okay,
No,
we'll take
no, I
Stacey
was
2
like that.
seconds.
I was nope. I was like, man,
He said, "Where's my 100 people?"
I was like, I know you seen how quick I responded to the peacock. I was like, is that a fucking peacock? No, it'd be different. You would see me running and me yelling, run. Like,
I've seen movies. I'm not going first against the gorilla.
I am getting the
Yeah.
fuck out of here while yelling, run. I don't care.
I'm the last guy in the dog pile who's not getting suffocated.
Call me a bitch. I don't care. I'm getting out of here. I got a
Damn.
6-year-old to take care of.
Look at
Like,
Stacy, that little bitch didn't even go against that gorilla.
that would be crazy. And then you know what's crazy is there's people out there like, he really ran? Yeah.
The funny thing is, the smallest cat will go up against the gorilla,
Fuck yeah.
and the gorilla will run.
I mean, you don't know that.
No.
Actually, I was gonna say there's a lot of videos on YouTube that show when animals get in the cage with gorillas kill them, especially at the zoo, at like habitats and shit like that.
You watch
So-
videos like that?
When we were looking for gorilla videos to put together, I
Yeah.
came across some shit that I was like, man, these things are really wild. That is a wild animal. That cannot be tamed.
Is it one of those tunnels where after like 5 hours you're like, oh,
No,
climb out
it
of
was
this hole?
all of 30 minutes, if that.
What time is it?
No, that is. There's been some rabbit holes, and trust me, as you know, the last couple weeks I've been feeling a way about Trump. You know what I mean? About him not stepping up and doing what's best for the American people, and that's a hole and a rabbit hole I've fallen in and fallen out of, and went back and forth. And I think this week, you know, we got to see our original Donald Trump back, the one who's doing what's best for the American people. And I say that because if you guys haven't seen, we just had an American hostage rescue, and everybody's in Israel is upset that we didn't negotiate for Israeli hostages. So,
And for the record, I want to say I was never doubting Trump at any point in time, but you know, I was one of those
Fine.
blind trust guys.
that's
Remember that?
fine. And again, we don't know where the end will be. I'm saying right now, he's restored. I said this to you. He's restored a little faith in
Oh,
me
yeah.
that he is putting America first.
100%.
Because it was getting to a point where you started questioning. I mean, we got the Chinese tariffs going right now. For those who haven't seen, it's been knocked down to 10% for the next 90 days for America.
Oh, there's
shipping
gunfire
out of
going
China.
on. It was
And I'm starting to wonder, did this
Wait
have
for
to do
dust to
anything with
settle.
the new Pope?
uh,
Pope Leo the 14th.
I
How do
think-
we not know that? Because you got India and China that were at war and edge, they stopped. Right? You got unification of Africa going on right now. Them trying to take out Ibrahim Sator. You know what I mean? Like, you've got right now, supposedly, America going to Qatar, Saudi Arabia, and other Israeli enemies. You know what I mean? And joining friendships or creating friendships. What
I
the
have
only
a
thing
theory.
that's changed is the Pope.
I have a theory because I think the underlining factor of everything is good and evil. That's at the very, very lowest foundation. We have politics, we have everything, we have rights, we have other men and women, everything. At the very root of we have good and evil. And I think one of the most evil things that's out there that people try to hide is trafficking children. And I think that has a lot to do with the evil. And all of a sudden, the Pope is gone. And we all know the Catholic religion doesn't have the greatest track record with children. And I'm not trying to say anything bad about the Catholic religion or anything, but let's face facts. There's been smoke. All of a
No,
sudden,
there's been fire.
there's been fire. All of a sudden, Vance goes out there and visits. Even one of the last pictures known was him visiting the Pope, and the Pope dies. Of course, he was in bad
And
health.
then you get an American.
And all of a sudden, we get an American Pope, and all of a sudden, everybody's making friends with us. We're saying F you to Israel. All the stuff's going on. Maybe it started with like destroying the child trafficking ring. Just throwing it out there. It's a theory. Not saying that's truly what I
I'll
believe.
believe
But
that
it's a
when the
theory.
Jeffrey Epstein list comes out.
Yeah, apparently some smoke's coming out with that, but once again, it's
I'm
just
saying
smoke.
to believe that theory because, like, I really believe that. But at the end of the day, the Pope caused that change, is what you're saying. And that's my whole theory, is that I think the Pope is behind this and nobody's thinking about it. I also think that we might have just gained control of the Rothschild's house by getting a Chicagoan into Pope status.
Some dude
So,
that grew up in Chicago.
well, the reason I want to go somewhere with this is because the picture of Donald Trump as the Pope was a big AI thing that was going on, and people were pissed about it. Or was it Donald Trump knew the new Pope was going to be American? Did he know that? You know what I mean? There's so many conspiracies when we talk rabbit holes and falling down them. You start wondering things because he produced that picture of him as the Pope before, you know what I mean, white smoke was declared. Then we get an American Pope. Interesting.
It wasn't the first round of votes. Apparently,
No, it was multiple rounds.
Yeah,
They went multiple rounds. So, as far as I always ask, I mean, they say he was a martyr, that he lived amongst the poor. He speaks. This is what I want to say. Where I'm going with this is a biblical person. He sounds like the Antichrist to me. He's a man of many languages. He speaks 7 different languages. Okay. He's a martyr, lived amongst the poor. A lot of people trust him. You know what I mean? He fits the bill of what the Antichrist would be. And you just start wondering, you know.
So, what would the
What
bill
would we
be if he wasn't the Antichrist?
He'd be the Pope. What do you know about the Pope before today?
Well, no, if you're,
I'm asking you, that was your question.
just for contrast on your.
But that was your question. What do you
No.
know about the Pope before today? I'm
your
asking
answer.
you.
Your answer to my question is the question. No,
Correct.
just answer my question first to give me contrast. You told us what sounds like the
No, we were talking.
Antichrist.
I said we were talking conspiracies.
So, what sounds like a good pope? If that's if
What-
that's what an Antichrist.
I don't know.
sounds
I'm
like.
not Catholic, so I wouldn't know what a good Pope is.
Then-
That's why I asked you. Do you know what a good Pope is? I thought you were
No,
raised in
no.
religion.
Oh, I was raised in religion, and
Were you Catholic?
Yeah.
So what does a Pope do? What's a good Pope?
doesn't mean I have all the answers, Stacy. I'm just wondering what you're the one giving me the. You're the one who brought it up. You're giving me your point on it. I'm trying
So
to
my-
understand it.
Okay. So again, you came up with the thought process of human trafficking, right?
Yeah.
Did I drill you that hard on your conspiracy? Just out of curiosity.
No,
Or
did
did I
you have any
just say
questions on it? Did you have any
No, I
questions
said
on why I
I
thought
say
that
that's
way?
plausible. I say that's plausible
Okay.
because when you think about the Jewish synagogues that have been busted in New York, right, with child trafficking, right?
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
But at the end of the day, my whole original statement was with
Chicago.
the change of the
Mm.
Pope, change has come. Right? We would agree there because, like you said, with the change of Pope, it could be the human trafficking, right? Why can't I have the thought process of what if he's the Antichrist?
What,
I'm
what
just
would,
curious. I gave my reasons of why I thought he was. I don't have a reason.
because he's good with because he works with the poor.
No, I think about the biblical terms on when they define the Antichrist, and he fits several of the bills, which I just listed. That doesn't mean he's the Antichrist. I'm saying if you look at a lot of people and you look at the conspiracies out there, again, like I said, I went down a rabbit hole this week.
Mhm.
This is the rabbit hole. What if he's the Antichrist? Again, just like you said, you don't have the answer for all the Pope questions. I don't have all the answers. I'm discussing a topic that could be, right?
Well, I think the Antichrist in a Pope position, opposed to a good Pope in a Pope position, for me is just a good or a bad person. I don't think they're any type of like somebody we should praise. I'm sorry if that's what true Catholics do. They praise the Pope. I think that's bullshit. I think he's
They
a regular
idolize
Joe
him, too.
Schmo that's in there that knows a bunch of shit, that maybe has had a bunch of experiences that puts him in a good position to run that religion. I don't know
But
enough
again,
about.
but the beginning of that is the good or bad person. We don't know. We don't. Who
I-
makes that determination for anybody, right? We
Well,
can't determine good or bad.
But
We
there
can
are
say
people
your
that do.
character traits.
They'll be the ones that vote him in.
I mean, I don't know.
We-
That's the Cardinals.
And
that
they were
voted
voted in, and they were voted in. It's kind of like when you vote for the president. You put your blind trust in your party sometimes if you don't know who the candidate
Well, that's
is.
the
You
same
just go
thing.
down
Yeah,
that
they
path.
elect the Pope, but they go back and forth, and they have a reason they pick them, and that's what the reasons I just picked listed were some of the reasons that he speaks 7 languages. He was a martyr that grew up amongst the poor. He dedicated his life to servitude. These were reasons that they came out and said he was
Well,
picked.
does that mean my
So
buddy
that would-
Gutierrez
so
in high
check me
school
out.
was
Check me
an
out.
antichrist?
Wouldn't that mean that it makes him a good pope? That's why they picked him, right? Do you
Those
ever
are
know?
good
My
attributes to a
best
person.
question is: do you ever know a person's bad until they do something bad? Like you could think a person's great, and then all of a sudden, like I can think about this when I grew up. I grew up in Lintown, right? There's a guy up the street with a family everybody thought was great, thought it was an awesome family. He killed his whole family at ABC Ballpark. Okay, from the outside looking in, everybody thought he was a good guy.
Up until that point, yeah.
Now is he a bad guy?
Nobody ever knows.
Now is he a bad guy though? After he did that, is he a bad guy?
What was his motive?
He's dead. How would we know?
I can't say he's a bad guy. It's almost like saying your ex-wife is a
But
bitch. You
you
married
just
her for a
killed
reason.
a whole family. I think that's a bad guy.
Well, that would be a bad guy, but I mean, we don't know if he went crazy, some mind control. I mean, shit, he's dead. We can't.
The
have
rumor was he cheated on his wife, or his
I'm
wife
sh-
cheated on him. I mean, his wife
So if he
cheated on
lost
him.
it and killed him, and I'm sure she
The
deserved it.
kids and her.
Oh, the
I
kids
just
probably didn't deserve it.
again. I mean, you can justify anything. That's fine. I'm gonna say, if you kill your whole family, you're probably not a good person. But he was a good person up until that moment, and that can be the same thing with the Pope. He could be a great person up until money gets involved, right? People change with certain traits, right? Like you introduce money to somebody who's never had money, they'll do things they've never done. Look at the CIA. They've influenced a lot of people through money, right? So to say that he's a good person or a bad person, he's obviously a good pope. That's why he was chosen. We can agree there.
Well,
But
when you're judging a
don't know.
person's character, unless you've been around him and you talk to
I'm
him,
not
and
judging his character. I'm judging, does he fit certain traits of what the Bible lists as the Antichrist? I said yes. That's not me judging him. That's just saying that you fit this criteria. But again, there are a million people out there that speak 7 languages. I'm sure there's probably people out there that speak 15. Like that doesn't mean they're the Antichrist. But I also think about who has the power, who has the influence, right? Who could move masses, who could mislead the people. To mislead people away from Christ, you would have to be in the Christian religion, I would assume, right? You're not going to missway Muslims or Islam from Jesus if they follow Muhammad. You know what I mean? Like that's just so you would have to sway the masses, and that would fit a bill. I didn't mean to trigger you with it, but I just think that it's a possibility. So
Yeah.
as far as
no, that would be an interesting play out if he had a motive of doing evil stuff. Then that would go totally against my whole child trafficking thing I said. So I would
not really, because what if that's the front line of this is what I've done great? So for like you just said, there could be a reason that he killed him. In your mind, there was a reason he could justify the kids and the family, right?
Yeah, that's because he's dead. I
So
don't know.
But check me out. If the Pope does that, ends child trafficking, right? And then in the moment of that, causes not that he could ever do this because he can't. Lets off a nuclear warhead or convinces some kind of mass tyranny, right? And then kills himself.
These are all what ifs. I based my
but-
thing off of like the current situation of like the last guy was evil and they brought in the new good guy. But that's, I mean, I do see your conspiracy, and yeah, that would be a fun play out because I think everybody wants something to happen, whether it's good or bad. People like a show. We slow down for an accident. If they put an evil dude as the Pope, and shit rolled downhill, and it was like the eternal collapse of the Catholic religion. Holy shit!
I thought we would have seen that when we
That'd
seen
be
the
a
first
huge
pedophile
fucking.
ring.
That'd be a huge plant. A Pope from Chicago running the Catholic. That's like more than running like the country.
Who would you want to take the fall? An American Pope?
Telling you, hey,
I mean, if you're gonna have think about it. how has the Catholic Church not came down yet with all of the child shit they've had go on? Right? You think about this. They have some kind of influence. Who's the best person for the Catholic Church to go down under? An American.
Well, yeah.
Everybody hates America, according to the world, according to America. You know what I'm saying? From what
Yeah,
we're
maybe they
being
brought
told.
him in as the fall guy, but so far, apparently, everyone's talking nothing
They
but
say he's
positive
awesome.
about. Yeah. Hey, knock, knock. Knock, knock.
Oh, in this house, we don't answer doors.
I know. I noticed that. Even in winter, when you're sitting outside.
No, I expect a warning, a text message. I'm here, and I come open the door. Like today, I seen you pull in. Was the door not open, ready for you to walk in?
Oh, it was great. I wait
It was
for
great.
just to make sure the door's open before I get out of my truck. I stood out there for a while. That's
I
cool.
know, and I'll normally step out.
I
And be
just
like, hey,
stare at the
come on.
neighbor kids while they play, and and it just I know it looks creepy. I'm in
Yeah.
a white truck, you know.
Yeah.
Hey, knock, knock.
Shut your ass. Don't
Knock,
you say a
knock.
word. That's my household right there. Who's there? I
Willie.
could have kept going on because we real shit don't answer.
Willie.
To be honest, was it really time for an American pope? Pope doesn't really help religion grow, especially when the rest of the world is not respecting us.
Oh, the rest of the world, I think, is respecting us now. We're getting a lot of respect right now.
I think we're gaining
Yeah.
back respect.
Huge respect. People are giving us jets and shit. So yeah, I think that's not a lot of
Man, I think
fire
that
there.
as far as I agree with you, the world not respecting us before Trump. I think the way this is playing out with China is going to see how the world views us. I really do believe that. So, I mean, an American Pope, I think it's kind of unrealistic being that they've been around 2,000 years. We've been around a little over 200. So it's kind of as the timing goes, but I think the world needs it because they need somebody that can, again, I think it's business. They're picking somebody that can talk to the world, right? He can speak English clearly.
Yeah.
He can get across to us. He can
Yeah.
sell us. And he can sell 6 other languages.
And we have an administration that loves talking about God and religion because they love pushing the whole family, have kids, make babies here, don't bring in immigrants, where it's the opposite, you know.
Kick out families to make room for families.
So it's a lot of that going on.
Yeah. American citizens and all, Marines and all, but it is what it is, you know.
Yeah,
Can't get it all right.
So to throw an American in there, that kind of helps our the Trump's agenda and getting everybody more religious. It's like, hey, we had an American Pope. I'm going to listen to what this guy has to say. He could speak English.
An American Pope strengthens the EU and builds that bond.
Dude, I'm telling you, it's like I think it's all going to make things stronger. The stock
It
market
just shows
going
me
up.
that religion is
relationships.
politics.
Tariffs
For
are
them to
going
say
down.
separate church and state, it shows me they're in the same bed, fucking the same bitch, is what it shows me. Because I don't see why it's affecting shit. Like Israel saying, matter of fact, let's play this really quick.
Play it.
Breaking news, Israel has just said they do not need the U.S. and they can handle the Middle East on their own. Speaking hours ago, Netanyahu said, quote, "We need a detox from American security in the Middle East." He also went on to say this right here, that Israel may soon need to end the reliance on U.S. aid. If you didn't know, America's #1 aid recipient is Israel by far. He also said that from now on, they will not seek America's permission for war in the Middle East, especially with the Houthis in Yemen, and that he is done consulting Trump for what to do in Gaza. If you're wondering what that means, he re-announced today the blockade of food and water into the Gaza Strip with 2 million people. President Trump also canceled his visit to Israel and instead visiting Saudi Arabia, Qatar, and the UAE, which countries like Saudi Arabia don't even recognize Israel as a country. This is a 3-day Middle East trip. We were supposed to visit Israel, but that's not happening. Trump has said he will not let Israel drag the United States into a war, and instead will be seeking peace with countries in the Middle East, with or without Israel's permission.
I think that's him taking back power right there and showing we're not to be played with. We're no longer being controlled by Israel, which was my fear, which is where we started at in this, about me saying that I had my fears, a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, now they're kicking out oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, what were you gonna say?
No, kicking out the Israel spy in the administration.
Dude, Dude, have y'all heard about this? Mike Waltz, right?
Mike Waltz.
This guy, straight up spy.
He's a
And
creeper.
my question here, before we show you the video on this guy, I thought treason was punishable by death.
This dude is like went behind the back of the president.
This is Benedict Arnold
talking about war,
orchestrating
war
trying to get Israel
against
to
Iran.
go bomb Iran so we could backdoor it. Now, let me just watch this.
Donald Trump just fired his national security advisor, Mike Waltz. Reports say Waltz was secretly plotting with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to launch a strike on Iran without Trump's approval. Sources claim Waltz coordinated military options with Netanyahu before a key Oval Office meeting, pushing for an attack while Trump preferred a diplomatic route. Trump, furious over the backdoor talks, immediately removed Waltz from the NSC and reassigned him as ambassador to the UN, a move insiders call a massive downgrade to save face.
That's treason.
Treason.
Why is he going to be a UN ambassador? Why is he not being publicly executed like treason should be treated? That is what, in my mind, that's the law. Is first off, death, treason. But two, I want it to be public. Show what happens when you get in bed with the enemy.
Mm-hmm.
And this shows us that everybody that wants to say it's certain people, you don't know who has been infiltrated. This guy's been in office since 2020, has been affecting politics since then, and has been controlled by Israel. Now,
Sounds like Epstein,
but
but on more of the political.
you're right. And I mean, we were just listening to the Epstein thing. We were talking about the Diddy case, and they are saying that there's some stuff coming forward. But there's senators out here saying that they knew about this guy, and he was just in plain sight. And if you don't know what we're talking about, go out, watch the video. Who was the lady?
Oh, that was McCain.
Senator McCain's wife.
Yeah, Senator McCain's wife. What's her first name? Doesn't matter. But she was saying, there's
They've known about this guy.
Yeah, she said he was hiding in plain sight. We knew what was going on. And
Why didn't you do anything?
Like, why didn't you do anything if you knew something was going on? So they couldn't find anybody to go after him legally. It's like everybody was scared to, she said, for some reason.
And
I wonder why.
That's why I said I feel like earlier we were talking. Trump taking back control.
He was protected by the president.
For him to finally stand up against Netanyahu and be like, no. Him going to get our hostage, saying, fuck y'all hostages. Him saying, look, we're going to recognize Palestine as a state. Y'all need to figure it out. Him saying we're going to take the Gaza Strip. Like, I wouldn't be surprised we take the Gaza Strip of Palestine. You know, like.
And listen to that. Trump orchestrated the release of American hostages from Hamas while ignoring the Israeli hostages without talking to Israel about the deal.
At all.
He did that right behind their backs. And when they found out about it,
they came out saying
they got pissed.
He won't be able to do things without his Senate. They started exposing how much they control. And I think that's why he is coming out and saying, look, you can control some shit. I can change some shit.
Yeah. He said, I'm going to end this war at the beginning of his pregnancy. I'm going to end this war.
Don't forget, you get 2-year elections on them Senate seats, them House seats. So he's still going to be president while we can still change who's in the office. We have a chance to really move history, but at the same time, we have a chance to be a part of a bad side of history too. We don't know how it's going to play out because we don't know. Him meeting with Qatar, him getting a plane can be perceived in many ways. I said to him earlier, as a national security part, I couldn't ever see him getting on that plane and flying because there's so many things you can rig to fail, or we'll make this wiring. It'll last 3 trips. At the end of 3 trips,
talking about the plane?
up. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I just couldn't see Trump getting on it and using it as his personal plane. There's too many security risks.
I don't know. I
just don't see it.
See, when it comes to things that in depth, I don't just blow it off as like,
the man eats McDonald's and
They
goes
can do
through the
this.
drive-through
Who?
without announcing. Donald Trump, without announcing he's coming because he doesn't want to be assassinated. You think he's going to get on a plane?
He's smart. He's not going to eat some poison food, so he goes through randomly through
That's what I'm saying.
McDonald's.
So he's not going to get on a plane.
So we're comparing that to him getting gifted a plane. You don't think that we have plane builders and Secret Service and people that can
That swept it?
pick through in detail, and also you got to go off of a track record. What's the motive?
So-
If they did, how would they gain?
which was
We
my,
would destroy them.
you have to prove it.
I'm
Because
just
all
saying.
you have to say is
When did they ever had to
faulty-
prove shit to do stuff?
faulty wiring.
They'll
That's
make
all
up
you
something.
have to say.
Nah.
Again, like this is where I was going with the pin.
That's like creating smoke where there's no smoke to be
No,
created.
I think that it's giving attention to something that's never going to be used. All these people that are tripping on this plane, if you don't think that you can wire an electronic to short fuse, you can.
Didn't happen.
You
And
would
if it
know,
did,
you
they'd
would
find
know
it.
because you built the plane, right?
No, but they would
But you
would
built the
definitely
plane.
go through the plane.
100%.
Well, you would know because you're
when you do electronics, again, you think they pulled every wire out of the plane and checked it?
yes,
You think they completely disassembled the plane?
100%.
I don't think they go through the manpower or the money. I think they just say fuck it and
Yes.
push it to the side. It's a gift to America. Sell it. Put it back into taxes. Make America love me even more
When
because I didn't
hey,
accept the gift.
Are you
I
me and
stole
you
it.
are you me and you friends?
Yeah.
Okay. Are we friends with Quora or whoever the hell they are?
Who?
The ones who give us the plane.
Qatar?
Qatar. Yeah, Qatar.
No.
They're
We
not our
haven't
friends.
had a history.
So when you make friends with somebody, do you give them gifts?
I want you as my upset electrician. No, I'm stating facts.
I'm just saying,
People
if
sabotage. You look at JFK.
Unless
you look
I had
at
a
all
motive.
the assassinations.
I'm making you a knife. When I
Correct.
give you the knife, do you think I'm going to give it to you with a guard that breaks on the third try, so you cut your hand on the third person you have to plunge it through?
No, with what you were giving me, I didn't expect a guard.
Well, that's not the point. My point is,
There we go. Thank you. Perfect Trojan horse plane.
Trojan
That's what
horse.
I'm trying to say. Like,
Yeah, that's what
shouldn't
you
be-
said. It's
exactly,
a bad
that's-
thing.
I didn't say it was a good thing. I'm saying it's possible. You don't understand that there have been quote unquote hits put on this man, right?
Mhm.
By all these Middle Eastern countries. Pride and ego is the easiest way to take a person down. I'm so great they gave me a plane. I'm going to fly it and be great. And it faults. There's a faulty wire that you didn't see. Boom. It can happen. Not saying
You
it
said-
will.
You said they're known for giving gifts, like Lil Wayne. They
No,
gave a
what I said
Lamborghini.
was when you get into Arab countries, there is a history and a culture behind them giving boisterous gifts,
Yeah.
right?
Like-
So
like a plane.
again, so there are people in history that when they get to these countries, they gift them huge gifts.
All right.
Again,
But
but
if it's
where
not a gift, though, if they're trying to kill him, then that's a plant.
the Trojan horse was a gift.
Well, no, that was a plant. That was
Exactly.
that
And
wasn't given as a gift. That was
Did you give the gift? Then you don't know the intent.
exactly.
So you didn't
So until
give the
you can
gift.
prove otherwise, though, it's like
Okay,
innocent
so
till proven
again,
guilty.
We are here to talk about could be. We're talking about could be things.
Yeah.
You don't know either. You're arguing this so hard
Likelihood.
like you know.
Like
again.
that's like likelihood.
Well, the likelihood of them trying to assassinate a main character or figure that they've tried to assassinate multiple times while he's going against Israel, yes. Yes, I could see the likelihood being there. I can 100% see it.
Okay, Stacey.
Doesn't mean that it's going to happen, but I can say anybody, the last president that went against Israel, JFK, dead, was dead quickly. This is the history. This is how, like, when you look at the history of how they handle shit, Israel came up with riots and fucking shots.
I
They
think,
hit you
I
with
think the
riots.
president has dodged so many assassination attempts. If you think they're just going to take
Muammar
a plane
Gaddafi-
and jump on it, like, do this is a free plane, everybody aboard.
You're right.
Choo-choo.
Here's one. Fidel Castro avoided 100 assassination attempts, still died. That's a real thing. They're assassination attempts. Did you know they were going to do it? No, they wanted to kill you.
Yeah,
you
Fidel
had,
Castro-
you had
yeah.
somebody good in place doing their job that intervened and stopped it. But that's what an assassination is you're not like a ninja. Would you go there if you know you're going to die there? No. It's an assassination attempt because they're trying to secretly kill you. That's what it is. We have a good Secret Service. He has a good team that has been able to intercept.
I wonder if they're going
My
to
question is, would he have died if they didn't interfere? My question and what my statement, again, with what you just said from the beginning is, I don't even think they'll touch that plane. I think it'll get flown over here. It'll go into the presidential library. I don't think he'll use it. And if he does, I think he'll have a whole team take the engine and the things that are vital out of it and make a whole new plane. But I don't see him accepting a gift from a foreign country that has his life and has so much vital information in that plane that could be rigged with any kind of bug to steal information. There's just too much vital information to receive that from anyone that is not under a government contract.
Do you think they have Siri on the plane, or do you think they
Who
have
knows? Who knows? You know they gave it as a gift. You know more about it than me.
Oh no! I didn't know anything about it. Actually, I did zero research on the subject.
I'm the one who presented you earlier when we talked about it, the devil's advocate card of it could be a gift, right?
The devil's app. Yeah. We
So-
talked about this. Outside.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I was the one who came to you when we talked about it and said immediately, this country is known for giving gifts. This could be a peace treaty offer, right? This could be them saying sorry. So it is very well possible that there's, again, I go over one side to go over the other.
Well, I noticed that the news outlet like ABC or whatever was like pushing the whole like, oh, when have you gotten something for nothing? Huh? When have you gotten something for nothing? What is this for?
That's true.
What is this for? And he described it with an analogy of putting. When somebody gives you the putt, he said you take the putt. You know, if they give you a plane, you take the plane, you say thank you. They give you something, they thank you, and you
Yeah,
leave.
you should be treated that way at all times. Again, that doesn't mean you got to use it.
Exactly.
That doesn't even mean that what everybody right now is pushing the agenda that this is his personal plane. And I'm trying to point out the fact that this is not his personal plane. This was a presidential gift
It's a gift for the
that has been
president.
stated will go to the presidential library. Right. Now, will it go to his presidential library? That we'll see. But I think scrap
I
metal and
want to
money.
see the
'cause,
plane.
Man,
like
I
the
heard
inside,
some
the
wild
amenities.
shit that it was gilded with gold, is what they said.
Jeez.
That's not crazy
They
to me, though,
scrap
because
it.
you go over to there,
Trump scraps it and sells it.
but you go to their country and you see palaces made of gold. So, like, what's amazing and astonishing to us is everyday life to them. Today, we were literally Googling top 5 places in the world that are the richest. Qatar is there. If you're trying to make an oil deal with Saudi Arabia and Qatar and these countries that are rich in oil, while Canada's trying to give us the hook, you know what I mean?
If you're at the casino and you're making money and you're playing the dealer's dealing you the cards, before you leave, you're gonna give them a big ass fucking tip, right? So whatever Trump is doing, maybe they're making money off of it, and that's them giving them the chips at the end. Huh? Little
So that's a
casino
payoff.
analogy. Maybe it's
That's
Maybe-
illegal as hell.
not a payoff, but an appreciation. Is it a payoff to the guy dealing you the cards, or are you just giving him are you paying him off?
We never will know that intent.
No. We know the intent if you're at the casino in
Your
that
intent is to win.
situation.
No, because I've tipped the dealer because I really feel like they can
Okay.
control
In my
some shit.
experience, and I'm pretty sure at all the people I've talked to that worked at casinos, when they got tipped, it wasn't because they set up the cards to make sure that their opponent was. They go by the rules of the casino.
I can 100% say they work on tips. If they know you're tipping and you're betting black and I'm not tipping and I'm throwing red, they're going to try to hit black.
Okay, well, in your situation,
Anybody's
they
gonna
can
do that.
plan. They can. No.
There are plenty of people that have said that literally throw roulette that are like,
I'm not
I
even
can
talking about
throw-
roulette. I'm talking about cards.
I'm talking about
I'm talking about
roulette.
cards. I'm talking about
That's-
cards. I'm talking about
I-
blackjack.
And I was talking about roulette. red and
Okay,
black.
well, you're switching the subject then.
No,
We're talking about cards.
blackjack.
We're
dealers-
talking about cards. Blackjack. They got to play the rules of the house.
Yeah.
It even says on the table
You
what
never
they
said
have
you
to
were
hit
playing
on.
blackjack, though.
It's like cards. Someone dealing you is what I said. They don't deal you roulette. They spin the ball. I played it. I know what you mean.
There's poker. There's all types of things.
So
But either way,
it's the same if you have the same
I
feeling
will
for the
tip
same
my dealer.
intention. If someone makes you financially gain, even if it was just by them doing their job to their best and you came out
and
ahead,
they had no control over it.
then hey, here's a gift. Thank you for that. And you walk
I don't
away.
tip my blackjack dealers.
Well, I don't gamble. So
I was like, I've never wanted blackjack to tip them, so I don't. I can't say that.
I don't
can't
gamble.
say
I've
roulette,
learned my
though.
lesson by gambling my 21st birthday. I gambled my parents' money, which is the worst money to gamble because you don't care.
I was like,
When
why
you're
is that the
drunk.
worst?
So I don't know. I blew through so much of their money. Realized I'm a horrible gambler. And don't
Blackjack
gamble.
was your game.
No, I never.
Slots.
I never played anything where somebody deals you cards. I was always too intimidated to sit down at the table and get dealt cards. I never played cards with bros. Never gambled like that. I'm not a card player. I played roulette, and I also did the slot machines.
You can lose big on both. So I
Dude,
just
some of those slot
I
machines,
love
like
that.
video games, they make you feel like you're winning and having fun because they
I'm
make
so
a lot
close.
of noises.
It keeps coming.
Oh,
It's
I
right
won
there.
a little bit. Oh, I lost a little. I lost a little.
There
Lost a
goes
little.
my paycheck.
Won a little.
There goes my credit card debt.
Yeah. And I'm thinking, man, $100 left. I can make a change. No,
I think I can make it happen. I've seen some shit at the slot
my
machines,
wife
man. Like,
loves slot machines, but she's the kind of woman that can go in with $50,
she has her budget.
happily leave with 75, and it could be 20 minutes later, but she'll get her fix.
I
And
have to 4 times 50.
Yeah.
I have to leave with 500 plus. If I started with 100 or less, or at least you didn't win because you gave them back a lot of money in the process.
Hey, what if we take, dude? Have you ever thought about like taking a large sum and putting it all in black or all in
Fuck
red?
no. Fuck no. I win or lose, I might pass out from a panic attack.
No
Like
shit.
dead ass.
Have you seen the
Dude,
movie
because-
Indecent Proposal? Woody Harrelson, Demi Moore. Oh,
So
man.
I have problems with when I'm in really deep thought. I forget to breathe. Real shit. And I'll pass the fuck out. That is one of those moments that if that ball didn't spin fast enough, I would fall. Real
Oh,
shit.
Stacy, I have an idea. We'll call it. Oh man, we gotta name the competition. But
I'd
what
bet it
if
on
we
a
have
number before a color?
what?
That's stupider, but I would do it.
No, if we for simplicity, what if? And I know there's 0 and 00.
I bet those.
And you know what? For sake of the game, that'll be our security. We need to get a bunch of donation in 2 teams, red team and black team.
Someone
Everybody
walks out with the
donates a
most.
little money, dude. If you win, you win. You don't, you don't. But everybody's got to put money on red. Everybody's got
Oh, so like
so-
everybody bets black numbers, everybody bets red, and then you have like a variable like the wives just bet green.
yeah, or something. But to where it's like there's gonna be winners. And it's gonna be losers.
Whoever wins gets all the money.
The casino's definitely winning. But it would be fun to like.
How
watch it
long would
play
you
out.
be there though to determine the winner? Because like I think it's 13 spins an hour on roulette.
Dude,
Yeah, I really played roulette.
that'd be the shortest lived game. Is all this hype, everyone collecting money. Oh my god!
I
we're
know
up
what's
to
funny is
fucking-
when everybody's out there and it's the one number that we forgot to put the money on that hits. We're like,
Yeah.
I thought you put money on 12, dumbass.
7? You missed fucking 7?
Hey, look, when I tell you I've had some
Ah.
moments at the casino where I've, God damn it, I bet that number every time. What the fuck? And you're just like, man, because you're moving too quick. That's how they get you at the roulette. Like I've learned you go every other spin.
Dude,
Because they try to get you to get your bets out there so fast that you can't pay attention. But if you have all your winnings gathered up, the next spin spins, you're just like, fuck it. You may throw your 0 bet out there while that's on there when going. And then the next spin, jump back in. Because, man, you think you know where it's going. You don't have a fucking clue. But them dealers, I 100% believe if you tip them, they can throw that ball where you want it. Like, them
Nah.
motherfuckers are dangerous.
dude, there was a Super Nintendo game. I'm trying to think of the name. It was a casino gambling game. And I'm not much of a gambler, but I was a big at video games. I wanted to be rich in video games, thinking that would make me rich in real life. I don't know. Anyways, I'd go to the roulette table in this video game and I'd write down a piece of paper like all the numbers that were thrown. And I'll just do this every single time I play the game. And I realized there's like an algorithm, you know? Like it was I was like, oh, he's on this one. And next thing you know, dude, my bank account fucking millions, dude, on this game. I was like, totally found a way to cheat.
On this game. Let's
On
do it
this
at the
game.
Casino. Okay, we need to do
So
it
if only-
where it counts.
Long point. Long story short, if we go to the casino and we take turns and we write down all the no, I'm just kidding.
I was like, I'm not doing. You need to do that. Even if you did it, that'd be the day it's supposed to be 12. Lands on 13. You're like, what the fuck? Gambling. I walked away from it because I love that shit. Like the rush that it gives you. I love it.
Dude, have
What?
you hit a number like big?
Yeah.
Dude, I've only done it like a couple times where
Oh,
I
nah,
actually
bro.
hit a
I
number.
remember
Not even big.
I was
There's
up
like
so much that when it went down, when I lost that spin, I lost 1,500. I was like, I had how much on the table? Gather my shit. We gotta go. I was like, we're up. We got to go. Because how much did I just lose? I was 100 a number at a point. But again, that's when you're hitting.
man,
You start with
roulette's so much
$5
fun.
a number. and you just keep working your way up. And when you're finally at $25 chips, is when you should leave. But me, I want to see, can I get that orange one over there? And I really want one of those purple ones before I leave here. So let's hit these numbers real quick. And for you, that's 500 and 1,000 for those that don't gamble. If I can get a handful of those chips, I won tonight. So
When I was
What?
in the Marine Corps in Hawaii, we used to play AC Deucey in the
What is that?
barracks. High-low card, and the next card, if it's in the middle or not,
Mhm.
and you make a bet of whether or not you think it's between the cards, and if it
true
is,
gambling.
yeah, and if it is, then you win the pot, the pot or whatever. You gamble so much, you'd make really stupid bets. You'd flip over like a 6 and a fucking 9. Pot. You just yell pot. Like, Casey, you're drunk. Quit yelling pot. You're gonna lose. You're already in half your paycheck. I'll be like drinking Jack Daniels out of the fucking pot. And yeah, I lost a lot of money.
Did you ever hit?
Yeah, a couple times. And that's usually whenever, like, that makes the night though. That one hit. It's like sucking
See?
at golf, but you had that one drive on a
one.
par 4 where like you're on the green in one shot. That'll bring you back, even if you fucking quadruple bogeyed every other fucking hole. Gambling's the same.
So the few times I have played blackjack, I've never played for the blackjack. I play high-low. Well, I've walked away from the blackjack table twice now with $5,000 from 3 aces that I still don't know what the fuck happened. I just know they started handing me a bunch of chips, and I know I had a bet on this one, and I think it was $25. It could have been more. I don't know. I just know that when you hand me that amount of chips, it's time to go. So you know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, thank you. Here's tip. Gotta go. Like, and that's the few times I've played blackjack. But I've also, the one other time I played, I was asked to leave the table because I was hitting on shit that was really pissing people off. But guess what? Fuck you guys. I think there's an ace under there, and I'm not letting you get it, bitch. So draw. It's 17. I don't give a fuck. Give me the number. I know I'm hitting. Thank you, Jared. Welcome to the show. But no, and I did. And the dude actually paid me to leave the table. That's when I
Wow.
realized I was really bad at blackjack because I was too busy chasing the upper cards, not knowing a goddamn thing about the game itself. I just was waiting to see 3 cards again because I know the last time I got 3 of those, I got a lot of money. So I have no clue.
I always want to be that dude on the craps table, and everyone's just like throwing the dice.
Dude.
Papa Giorgio.
Every night there's one.
Dude.
They high, low, all tall, small, baby. Oh boy. Throw $5 up there, walk away from with a good night now. If that man's hot with the dice, throw 25 across that top. Let that man work. I'm not good with the dice. I remember the first time Asia, I convinced her to throw dice. We were on Argosy, and this dude's flirting with her, gives her a chip, tells her to roll. I was like, do that shit. She threw 11 back to back, and I was just like, I bet on that. It's like that. Thank you. Quick 75 off of that one. Quick 150 off of that one. Hey, she gets done, gives me the chips. Dude's like, I'm like, hey, bro, you gave her the money. I was just waiting on her to get over here. I wanted her to have the first time beginner's luck. I swear, anytime you've never thrown dice, your first time going, you need to bet all tall, small, and throw the dice. I guarantee you, you're probably going to hit it. You don't have a fucking clue what you're doing. You're just rolling the dice. It's the people that get up there and are like, me, adjust that. Let me put these dice together, rub my hand on the thing, toss that shit. Hey, look, and guess what? 7. You like, fuck, get off the table.
Hate to sound old, but back in the day, there was a movie called Married with Children that had Al Bundy, who had the kids, Bud and Kelly. And Kelly was Christina Applegate. Well, they went to a casino. There's an episode where Kelly was like, she was watching the roulette table, and before the ball landed, she'd go, 17. And the guy would go, 17. And she's like, oh, 5. And she was just calling the numbers. And anyways,
Asian.
yeah.
Asian's beginner's luck, bro. Man, look, we hit that night. That was a good night. You know what I mean?
We need
As
to go to
far
the
as-
casino.
I'm
I'm sorry. See,
always
I
down to go, but again, I feel like if you're gonna judge a person, I'm gonna be the person you're gonna judge at the casino because you're gonna be like, this dude don't care. No, I do care. I just understand that if you didn't pay a bill with this money, you didn't do shit with this money. So I need to hit at least the mortgage payment. At least. Or else, no point of walking away.
That sounds too stressful. I want to go there just like, all right, I know it's gambling. I can win, I can lose. Let's see. Neither
I
way,
go
I'm
with the
going
thoughts every time that I'm going to walk out losing. It's when I walk out winning. Like, you want to know the craziest shit? True story. My mom, before she passed, we agreed the day she died, I would go to the casino. Right? I was like, you got to show me the winning slots. You're going to get me rich. I went in that motherfucker with her best friend. Her best friend hit. The first machine we both sat at, both hit. I picked that machine. I remember distinctly saying to her best friend, I said, that smell like my mom, don't it? And she looked at me. She's like, does smell like your mom. I sat down, 3 spins in, $2,000. Got up, walked into the high limit room, sat down, won another $3,000. Ended up winning a total of $11,000 in the course of a couple hours. When I tell you, and it was all off of, when I swear to you, her scent, different things that she liked. And I told her though before she went, like, I'm going that night because I know you might still be roaming around down here. Hey, come holler at me. We gonna get this money.
Mm-hmm.
I literally, when her best friend left, I left. I was like, did you come up? She was like, yeah. She was like, I've never won this much ever. I'm like, so I really believe that, it's all luck of the draw, but I was being led that night to the machines that had been jam-packed of money that hadn't been hit yet.
Yeah, I need that. No, I don't, but you know what I mean?
No, because the next time I went, I said, Mom, be with me, and I lost $1,000. So it's not really what you want to do.
You don't want to go to the casino with me anyways, because I've gone to the casino with other people before, and I'm the guy that loses his money so quick. I'm like,
Let's
we
go.
I
Oh,
mean,
yeah,
come on.
no.
Ah,
So
fucking-
I am that person because I hit roulette or I go to a certain slot machine and I'm going all in off the rip. My roulette spins. When I go in, I take my $100, put it on the table. If it hits, it hits. If it don't, we're out of here.
the food sucks at the casino.
Shit. That Asia, the fucking restaurant in the back, that Chinese spot, shit, that shit's fire. What are you talking about? That shit is delicious.
Man,
I'm not talking
every
about
time
Bugattis or none of that. I'm talking about the Chinese food spot.
I've eaten at the casino a number of times, other than like some pretty good wings and shit. I mean, I was never really impressed by any food. It's like, I think it's just me wanting to say it's good so I can justify being there and eating there, which maybe I haven't eaten. I don't know. I hate all
As
food,
far
so.
as Ameristar Sports Bar and Grill's black, Bugatti's I heard is good.
Ameristar.
The only restaurant I eat there is Asian.
My mom got red flagged at the casino. She had to stay in our room on my 21st birthday because her and my cousin Stacy were intoxicated and playing in the fountain.
Wow. Hey, the stories
Sorry,
I'm hearing
Mom.
are true. I'm starting to believe
Okay,
it.
this is true story. This is what a horrible gambler I was. I go up to the room just to take a breather from all this losing my parents' money I was doing. And my mom was like, Casey, all I have is $100 bill. Go get me something to eat. I'm starving. I was like, Mom, can't you go? She's like, no, they red flagged me. I can't even get on the elevator. I got halfway to like where they like sell the food shit. I threw the money in a fucking a machine and I lost it. I went back went upstairs. Like, sorry, Mom, I lost the money.
She was
Oh
pissed,
man,
wasn't she?
it was such a great party, dude. It was like we stayed there the whole weekend. We lost a bunch of money, but we laughed and just,
Memories, man.
dude. I'm
It's
telling
worth
you,
it.
it's fun to be stupid at some points in life, but you got to do it sometimes just to show you the right way.
Speaking of, knock. You were like, I'm not doing this.
Knock knock.
Who's there?
Willie,
Willie who?
Willie, want to see you naked?
This dude is a weirdo, man. Look, I don't know what do you get on? Like, where you get off on these weird things? Hey,
That's a
Jared
real
said he's
joke.
never been to a casino. Shockingly, LOL. I know nothing about the casino gambling industry. Hey, you work in hospitality. You should know because that's the spot to work at for sure. The casino is a great place, but I'm never gonna ever try to persuade anyone to go gamble. So I'm gonna tell you that you should probably stay away from it because if you win your first time, you're probably gonna become a gambler.
It's
If you
kind,
lose the first time, you're probably gonna become a gambler.
it's kind of like, and this is a good example, like going to a bowling alley, grabbing a lane ball there at the ball, and you just throw a strike your very first one, and you've never been bowling before.
You think you're great.
you're going to be the shittiest bowler ever. So, yeah, that's my example.
I will say, I think this week maybe we should touch the casino. You know? Paula, let us know. Can we go? Can we go? Can we get an answer here? I know you with us.
See, they say you shouldn't gamble when you need the money. And if I was gambling money, the money that I'm gambling, I need. So I would need return on it. So as I'm laughing, going, this is fun and I'm losing, I'll be crying on the inside. But
now what happens on the
addiction
reverse
in
side
me-
is you
yeah,
play that money.
the
And
carrot
you
on
walk
the
out
other
with a
side.
bunch of money.
And my wife will make me walk out when we're $15 ahead. As long as we made more than the gas it took to get there,
It's worth leaving.
it's worth leaving. We'll go back home and
Hey, the guy that owns this company, Dungeons of Dank Genetics, Tuck, he always is telling me to go play bubble craps. He swears he's got the method. Bubble craps. He told me a bunch of times that he hit, but I feel like he's never told me about the times he's lost. And the times of winning have gotten further and further, and I just kind of want to know if it's still hitting, because if it is, I want to try it. I would like to show you the method. And if we could go in and make $100 extra every couple of days on our lunch break, that'd be pretty awesome.
it'd be a fun thing to do once, just to say we tried the method, just to see if it works. But
And
it's
if it
not.
works,
But it'd be kind of like your good experience at the casino.
but if it works for both of us,
See,
then you got to try it again.
next thing you know, I'm neglecting the chickens. I'm not making
Lucius is-
knives. I'm
Lucius is
hiring
dwindling.
people to do stuff for me.
House taken over by rattlesnakes.
I got a small cabin, but 50 stories high. I do stupid shit. I mean, I don't need money, man.
A small cabin, but 50 stories high. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Zip line wherever I wanted. The United States.
It's wild.
Yeah.
I'm Stacy.
I'm Casey.
Y'all have a great night.
Peace out.